What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here from Darium's Competitive Pokemon. We are back with some more product reviews. I'm really excited about these today. I'm going to be reviewing these Dex Protection deck boxes. Now, these are super sweet. I actually have a few that I use for my own personal collection. I've had them for at least a year, so I have a lot to say about these Dex Protection deck boxes. These are 3 brand new ones that I was able to pick up today that I'm going to be opening and showing off for you. Then I also have some that I have used for about a year, so I could show you how they wear as well, and just have a lot of perspective on these really cool products. So this is pretty neat. Excited about these Dex Protection products here, and we're going to get cracking today. First of all, I would like to start off with this Supreme One-Row Dex Protection box. Now, the cool thing about these, the thing that I could compare them to the most is those Magic the Gathering deck boxes that have just the land types, or whatever they're called. Excuse me, I don't play Magic, so if they're called something else, let me know. But they have those like land symbols on the front, and they have the magnetic strip, and they kind of, will snap shut with the magnet. Those are super cool, and these kind of remind me of those. They are built in a similar fashion. They have a similar kind of quality to them. This box, taken right out of the box, this thing is slick. It's got a nice kind of leathery finish to it. It feels really, really smooth, really slick. Feels like very high quality. You can see here on the edges, this thing is stitched together. That is just super sweet. And this is just a nice long box. Wow. And with a nice little velvet interior, this thing is fantastic. I mean, if you're going to be storing your cards, this is the way to do it. And it has like a nice little magnet shut. But let's take a look at the packaging here real quick. Just excited to hop to it. This is the Supreme One-Row Dex Protection box. I bought this for $35 at a card shop, and I pretty much had to have it. I thought that this thing could be super sweet for storing my cards in, especially since my trainers or my useful Pokemon. I have a big long box that I call my useful Pokemon box, and I thought that this could be really good for storing those kinds of things in here. It says here it's got 7 extra strength magnets, a suede interior. I said velvet, oops, suede interior, and it's wood constructed. It's actually made of wood. It says it holds 550 double-sleeved cards or 650 single-sleeved cards, and I bet it could hold a lot more unsleeved cards, which is probably what I'm going to be doing in it. So, taking a look here, that suede finish is just super nice. Love that. It's got this little, package in it to help keep things fresh. Don't eat it. But this thing is styling. I love that. I was actually interested if it could fit deck boxes. I was a little curious about that, so I do have a deck box here standing by. This is kind of just a traditional Pokemon deck box, very small, and it looks like it could fit that. So if you happen to have some decks, maybe you collect old decks or something like that, looks like this single row, if you were to, have an old deck collection and maybe you had some deck boxes, you could fit them in there very easily. And that's really exciting to me as a competitive player, because I could fit, probably a good number of decks in this thing. Let's see, I have another Pikachu deck box here. That fits as well. So this is really cool. Not only can you store cards in it, but you can store deck boxes as well. And it looks like you can store a number of deck boxes in this thing, probably varying widths and sizes. You could probably fit like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 deck boxes in here. If they were all this width here, you could probably fit up to 8 decks in this thing, which would just be super sweet if you had, a bunch of old decks that you wanted to cart around or something like that. Maybe you go to tournaments and, and you just want a case to carry all 8 deck boxes in, and you want to protect your decks in style, make sure that they don't get damaged or anything like that. They're super useful for that. So that is encouraging. I actually didn't know if these deck boxes would fit in when I purchased it, but knowing that the deck boxes fit in definitely increased the quality of this box. Like I said, I bought it for $35, but the value, you could just tell this thing will last you some time. It is not going to cheap up on you. This thing is just the quality. You know, it's made of wood. It's got real suede in here. I really like that, and it's stitched together very well. I really love these products, and I think they're worth the money if you're going to be investing into them like that. Let's go ahead and grab some cards real quick. Let's see, grab some cards. I got some bulk over here we could throw in the deck box, just kind of show, what that looks like. If you wanted to store, some Pokemon bulk, you could store Pokemon bulk in here. I am curious to about how much Pokemon bulk we could store in here. I think, it looks like, let's see. I don't know how much I have here, but we could do a little, it's like 200 if you hold a card that way. So, we could measure it like that. That is pretty nice as well. Just a nice little box here. Let's do some measuring, see how much we might be able to fit in here if we have the card sideways. If we say that sideways cards is about 200, 2, 4, hold up. 2, I'll do it this way. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, about maybe 1,100, 1,200 cards you could fit in here, so that is pretty exciting too. You could fit at least 1,000 in here very easily, 1,000 bulk cards, so that's pretty sweet. You could put dividers in here as well. Say you wanted to have, a little box for your collection. You have some dividers that come with like some of the standard Pokemon stuff. You could easily just throw those in there too and have for yourself a little section. Maybe you keep your trainers over here and maybe your Pokemon over here and maybe your supporters over here. I love it for that as well. That's just super cool to me. Or maybe you keep your standard cards on one side, your expanded cards on another. Really love this box. I'm excited about it to organize it myself, put some useful cards in this thing and see what we could do with it. So that's it for the just for the big single sleeve there. I also have 2 more deck boxes that I'm excited to open. This Dex Protection one here is actually very similar to one that I do own. This is called the Crocodile Safari series. So take a look at that. This is pretty neat as far as that texture goes. That is wild. You got a little crocodile skin, still good with the same old stitching, and it's a much smaller box. Now this box, oh wow, just that gray suede on the inside, very beautiful. This is a stunning looking box. I like that it has its own divider in it. I actually use one of these myself, and I'll show it off to you here. I have a white one that I use for my supporters. So I keep my supporters in here, as you can see, and just all my supporter cards for standard format go in this part here, and then I keep my special energy in here. And I've had this one for about a year, and this thing has just held up very well. You could see it's got maybe a little bit of wear down here, but that's negligible. I mean, that's just the cards have been rubbing up against that for a year. I put a lot of mileage on this thing. I mean, I keep my supporters in here and my special energy, and I use those to build decks all the time. See, the magnet still, obviously works very well. As far as the corners go, I've taken this thing to tournaments, thrown it in bags, all of that. The corners are holding up pretty well too. I mean, this thing is just durable. I think I spent like maybe $20 on this, something like that, $15, $20. And, I am just very pleased with the outcome. It might have even been like 10, something like that. It's not that much money, maybe $10 for this box. And, I think that that's just a lot of value for that. Let's see if there's some prices on here. Do I have prices? This one's 30. Okay, so I think this one was probably like $20. But the value you get out of this thing, I mean, it just is unparalleled, really. It is just such high quality and really is going to last you a long time. And they're just extremely stylish. I mean, this box is just super sweet. So shout out to Dex Protection. I really like these products, and I'm excited to go ahead and really get all of my cards kind of stored away in these. I love the magnet. The magnet just works so well, and I've thrown them in bags, and it doesn't really come, unlocked either. You can see I'm shaking it like I had to shake that pretty hard for it to come unlocked. I mean, that amount of gyration is really not going to happen in a bag. So like, they definitely stay shut. They're high quality products, and I definitely would trust my valuable cards in them. Now, this last one I am the most excited about because this is the Proline series. So it's got It says a first compartment that holds 75 double-sleeved cards. The second compartment holds dice, extra sleeves, and other accessories, and reinforced magnets for superior protection. So this one is the Pro line. Apparently, this is like the top of the line Dex Protection thing here. This is awesome, right? It says the ultimate castle for your cards, and I would have to agree. 2 interchangeable compartments, which fit all Proline deck boxes. So these things are interchangeable as well. You know, you could put different, the different compartments in different deck boxes if you wanted to. So this is a third kind of texture that I'm showing off here that we haven't seen yet. We kind of had that, that leathery texture on the one. This super sweet kind of matte leathery kind of texture, which I really love on the long deck box. Then we had the scale texture, the crocodile. It's a glossy, kind of crocodile skin looking thing, but it's not real crocodile skin. I mean, I don't think so anyway. It, kind of feels plasticky, but, looks really nice, very stunning. And then we have, kind of the canvas feel. You can see it's got that hatched pattern, just a kind of canvas feel. This feels very nice too. I really do like the canvas feel. It's probably my favorite. But we do have this hatched pattern, this hatched kind of stitching pattern, almost looks like a basket or something like that. Just seems very neat too. And wow, you can tell just from, starting to open this thing that magnet is reinforced. They were not playing no games there. So this thing is more difficult to open. Wow, we got a little bit of extra protection there. We've got our little, don't eat me pack. Okay, cool. And we've got these different compartments. So that is sweet. Take a look at this stuff. Now, I did bring some dice here. We could see, what it'd be like. Maybe you got your deck that you're going to throw in one section of this. Maybe you throw your dice in the other. So that's pretty neat. That's what they had advertised there on the front. You might throw your dice in a compartment like that. That's pretty cool there. We can keep our dice in that. Maybe your GX counters. 2, you could throw those in that other side compartment. That's super sweet. I really like that. Maybe you throw your GX counters, your burn marker, your poison marker over there in the other one. I got a few more dice. You could really get this thing pretty filled with dice. It's going to fit quite a few there, at least 2 packs from the Elite Trainer boxes there. And we still have plenty of room for more. So you can fit lots of dice in this little thing. That is nice, but it is very thin. It says 75 sleeved cards. Like you could fit a deck, I think, in this. Let's see. Did it say 75 sleeved cards? I don't know. Here's 60 sleeved cards. This is Dragon Shields, what a typical Pokemon deck might be. Easily fits into that middle compartment there, so that obviously fits a deck very well. I don't think that these would fit into one of these smaller compartments, so let's take a look. I don't think so at all, no. No, that's probably going to fit, let's see, about maybe 20, 30 cards, 30 cards probably. Yeah, and that gets very tight there, and that's about maybe half the deck. So, probably fitting like 25 cards there. You're not really going to be using these small compartments to play, to fit a deck in. You're really going to want to keep your cards probably in that center compartment there. But these are nice just for throwing your dice in, things like that. And, these compartments are interchangeable. You can put these in any of these Dex Protection boxes if you want to. The feeling of the inside of this, very nice. It's a little bit different. It's not the same feeling of the suede as the others. This feels a little bit different. Let's see if I can compare that here. Maybe you can see the difference in the texture. This just feels a little bit different and actually doesn't feel quite as nice. So I'm a little surprised there. Feels a little bit more canvasy, but the box itself obviously is constructed very well. I am pleased with the construction of the box. It is going to stay snap shut, just like very, very strong. I mean, you can see there's a longer lid on this box, and the longer lid, that is just more room, for magnets and the such. That is just going to stay locked up much easier. So I do like that too. Let's see. It said here that you could throw these compartments into any, deck box thing, but you can see that they're not going to fit in, the shorter, compartment like this, and they're not going to fit in to this deck box thing. So like they're not fitting in here, and they don't fit in this way either. So maybe these compartments, they don't fit in any deck box, but they do fit into this Pro Series. Oh, they said they fit into any Pro Series ones. Okay, so excuse me, these aren't the Pro Series or whatever. These are just your regular Dex Protection, and this is like the Pro Series. So these would fit into any other Pro Series Dex Protection box product. So anyway, I do love these things. I think these deck boxes are just so cool. Here's another one I just forgot to show off. This one is another one we've had for a while, just a single deck box. They come in a bunch of different sizes, bunch of different colors. I think these things are just excellent for storing your cards, excellent to keep on your card table and just to be able to pull stuff out of. I think they're very good for that. I love that you can have these different compartments to store things in. I think trading cards really needed a high quality product like this to be able to store your stuff in. It just feels nice that it's not just this like cheap little plastic stuff. You spend thousands of dollars on your card collections, and then to just store them in little cheap little plastic boxes like this sometimes can feel silly, though I do use deck boxes like this when I go to tournaments. But if you want something beefy, serious to be able to store your nice collection in, I highly recommend these Dex Protection deck boxes. I think these things are just the best quality products I've seen for storing your cards. Would highly recommend them. So thank you all for watching this video. Let me know what you think of these products. If you've seen them before, if you like them yourself, if you use them yourself, let me know what you think of the Dex Protection series deck boxes in the comments below. Make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching.